Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Game 3 between Alliance versus OG. So OG manages to take that second game after the first game defeat. And they managed to take it in a very spectacular fashion and just completely destroyed Alliance. It did not seem like Alliance had a single opportunity to really get themselves back into that game. Completely got steamrolled. We'll have to see if OG is able to do that again. Or maybe if Alliance is going to bounce back and finish up the series. We'll have to wait and see. But even still, OG doing exactly the same ban, take away the Faceless Voids. Maybe see that Pugna ban again, which he likes to do. You know, Alliance there to get rid of the IO. So Alliance finally get rid of that Snapfire. So OG just picked up twice in a row. I don't want it to happen once again, but you know, they don't ban out the Magnus. The Magnus gets through, so that instantly gets snapped up instead. And just further, the Magnus, such a versatile hero. You can put it in the support role and just leave it as an empower bot, or you can put it into the core role, position 3, even the mid laner. I think the only role you don't really see it is the position 1. But because, you know, it can just be used to ramp up someone else's farm rather than just having to ramp up your own farm. Just get a little bit more worth out of it than that. But even still, very, very strong pickup. So instantly gets snatched away. We'll just have to see what role OG are actually going to put it into though. Whole range of things that it could end up doing. But Alliance actually follow up with a Rubik pickup. Definitely something that they enjoyed picking. They did take it in the previous game, didn't work out for them in the end. But even still, isn't it? Yeah, it was them that had the Rubik in the previous game, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm sure it was. They actually follow up with Dark Willow. It's definitely not a pick you see very often from these guys. So we'll probably see that in the hands of Saxa, I imagine. But Alliance, they actually snap up the Morphling straight away. Gonna see that, I don't know, Aghanims rush Morphling, turn into the Dark Willow perhaps. And then just start firing out those cannons. Could be. Could very well be. You never know. I'll have to wait and see though. But even still, I mean, if this is going to be a support Magnus, then they've already... It's just left all their cores left to grab in the next few phases. So let's give them a little bit more flexibility. But I mean, this Magnus, as I was saying, probably will end up in a core role. Maybe in the hands of Seb. I don't think Thompson really plays it that much. So I'm sure this probably will just be a Seb for the off lane. Alliance is banning out the Ancient Apparition. Don't want that ultimate to go up against him. Just stops his strength more from doing anything at all. And it's pretty damn brutal to play up against. Even take away the ET now. Take away the Timber Saw as well. You came back. Well, welcome back, Araminos. Not too late for you anymore. It's bloody well late for me. So we'll see what Alliance going to take away for this last ban of the first phase.
Just listen. That's the way computers talk to each other.
Not really focused any of their bans towards the position 1 just yet, so it is left pretty open for mid 1 so far. Fall asleep to Dota. Be having dreams of echo slams and RPs. How magical. Well, let's actually take away the anti-mage as the final ban and instantly snap up the Earth Spirit. So we'll have to see if this is going to be a Nico Baby Morphling or if it's going to be a Limp Morphling. Most likely going to be in Nico Baby's hands. I think he definitely prefers playing it. So we'll maybe see what mid laner Alliance do pick up, because this Earth Spirit will most likely be roaming around the map and just trying to set up for kills as much as he possibly can. So you want someone in the mid lane who can dish out quite a bit of damage with the assistance wielding the Earth Spirit. Maybe Queen of Pain if she goes like a Scream build rather than a dot build, perhaps. How did she actually grab the Bat Rider? So, who would be taking this Bat Rider? Most likely Topsum for the mid lane, I imagine. So I'm sure this will be a Seb off lane Magnus. So I don't think they put that towards the mid lane. And Tidehunter gets picked up for the Alliance. The Alliance? Team Alliance? The Alliance. So that's got that big team fight spell, which they were sort of lacking in the moment. So now they will have that utility in all of these team fights coming up. They do already have a couple of disables, the Rubik and the Earth Spirit, to cancel out TPs and try and set some initial kills up. Ravage is just there as a precaution. So most likely still position 5 and position 1 left for OG to pick up. They're actually going to go for the PA, so that'll be in hands of mid 1. So maybe this will be a support Magnus then, because I mean the Dark Willow is definitely going to be in the support role, unless maybe the Bat Rider is going to be moved into like a, maybe yeah, put the Bat Rider onto the position 4 and then give No Tail the Dark Willow, put Magnus on Seb for the off lane, and then you'd leave Topson as the mid pick left. That's what Alliance are thinking, so they ban out the Invoker. And this is where I see like a Queen of Pain ban coming out from OG now. Let's try and take that away from Limp. Already taken away his DK. Maybe if they're worried about sort of tanky frontliners, they might try and take away the Kunkka, but no, they take away Viper instead. In order to make sure there's that Never Toxin to cancel out the blur effect from PA. Easy hits then for the Morphling. So if Alliance is thinking that this is still going to be Topson's pick left, they may get rid of, I don't know, Tiny perhaps? Could potentially be a Tiny ban. See what they are going to prioritise. I should get rid of the Void Spirit. Also a very strong Topson hero. But I don't know. Yeah, this must just be support Batrider then. I think there was a few times, quite a few patches ago, where No Tail was playing Batrider. I don't know. Depends what they want to do with it. Not a huge amount of reserve time left to actually try and make their decision. Okay, so they're going to go with the Shadow Demon. So it is going to be a Batrider in the mid lane then, and then Shadow Demon probably go in the hands of No Tail, and Saxo take the Dark Willow, I imagine. I mean, this is where I don't know, Limp, he could run maybe a Slark. Mid lane Slark going up against the Batrider might be pretty good. You'd be able to purge off all those sticky Napalm stacks with the Dark Pact. Or even mid Abaddon. It has been done. It has been done. Let's see what they're about to grab up. Down to the very last second. They're actually just going to go for the Storm Spirit, so just a way to evade the sticky Napalm stacks. But obviously he's got to survive to his level 6. Actually, never mind. Never mind. So Topson's actually taking the Shadow Demon to the mid lane. Seb's on the Batrider, and then the No Tail actually ends up taking Magnus. You know, all the positions pretty self-explanatory for the side of Alliance. They go exactly to the roles you'd expect, but okay, a little bit of a change around here from OG. We'll have to see how this mid Shadow Demon goes. It's definitely a little bit unorthodox. But OG are renowned for trying crazy things, so this could very well work. An amazing treat, or it could bite him in the ass. There's only one way to find out, and that's going to be watching this game. But I mean, looking at these lineups, I think I prefer Alliances, to be honest with you. Just got the nice teamfight ability of the Ravage, and plus the Storm Spirit and the Earth Spirit, both being able to sort of make a lot of movements around the team fights towards the back lines. Even Morphling, be able to shotgun up the Dark Willow pretty easy, unless she gets the Dark Realm off. There's not like a million great spells that the Rubik can steal, but I mean, there's the RP, but it's a position 5 RP, so it's not exactly like it's ever going to be initiated with. There's the Lasso, but even still it's quite difficult to use as a Rubik. Any other sort of steals here? Maybe just the Terrorize from Saxa. Yeah, there's a couple. Not exactly like game breaking, but yeah, it could be something worthwhile. So OG are actually sending 3 down bottom to begin with, and Alliance are making exactly identical moves, sending 3 down here themselves. So we might potentially see like a little clash for the first blood. Actually, it's 4 down here. Can he count these heroes? It's too late. I'm seeing like blurry vision. So Seb's actually just leading towards the front. Maybe trying to bait some sort of reaction from the high ground. But Nika Baby's showing. Maybe just trying to make it look like he's all alone. It doesn't look like anyone's actually going to run into anyone else. Everyone on the side of Alliance have just sort of dispersed. So it looks like S4 is actually going to... Is he staying down bottom? Maybe going to try and do the off lane on the safe lane, and then Nika Baby heads up top?
This would do just fine.
Or is he just going to TP up their top in a minute? But despite the fact that there's 3 of them, they didn't want to try and make any sort of movements towards those bounties. They're just going to let Sarksa take it for free. But a bit strange. Maybe they thought there'd be some more rotations from the side of OG. Just more heroes present and didn't want to risk it. But it actually ended up being a 3-4 bounty trade, favouring OG. And S4 does actually just TP straight back up to the top lane. So just a little odd sequence of plays, really. Even just queued up straight for that Meteor Hammer as his first item. Just going to try and use it to push those towers as fast as you can. So yeah, we'll have to see how this mid lane goes. I'm quite intrigued to see how Thompson's able to perform on the Shadow Demon. I actually took the Disruption as the first skill, just so he can probably remove Limp from the lane for a split second, just so he can secure those ranged last hits. Actually, the illusions always keep the wave from pushing in too far as well. We'll just make like a large creep stack just constantly in this river. Oh, Skew back there from No Tail, trying to push S4 into the range of the towers. Even with a nice shockwave there, just taking so much damage though on S4. He's getting really damn low. The roll forward comes from Hanskin, actually manages to connect onto the 2 of them, so we'll delay him from now. In midpoint, he just couldn't quite get the vision in time to be able to jump forward and try and finish off that kill. So S4 just barely managed to survive. Does have a handy salve available though, just going to heal straight back up. Oh, nice dodge there by Nika Baby, actually avoiding the Dark Oil damage. Even though he has put himself in a real dangerous position, Nika Baby's got a lot of napalm stacks on him, he's taking quite a bit of damage. His right clicks are actually just enough, and Sarksa actually gets the first blood just before FNG is actually able to finish him off. It's very nice there by OG. And all that money going towards Sarksa as well. He's going to have a nice early pair of boots. Actually, it's not even... What's he got? There, he's just got the wand. Finish wand coming out as his first item. So CS in the mid, it's pretty even. 10-6 to 10-4, just a slight lead for Limp just in terms of denies. It's not really making too much of a difference at the moment. Well, S4, he gets skewed back towards the tower once again, but Hanskin just rolls in and disrupting any sort of aggression that's coming out onto the Tidehunter. Oh, that's what he actually cancelled his auto attack there. He could have denied that clarity usage. In up top once again. S4 is getting pretty damn low. Dagger coming out from mid one, and then the shockwave to finish off. Meanwhile, exactly the same time down bottom, Sarksa and Seb actually managed to find a kill onto FNG. He's claiming bad FPS. Is that the reason why he died, FNG? Is it really?
Normally.
Who knows? But even still, so far, it just looks like everything's going quite nicely for the side of OG. Because S4's really struggling to lane up here. just with No Tail constantly doing these skewers and putting him into really awkward positions. But still in the mid lane. There is actually a slight CS lead now for Thompson. We'll see what he's going to do with this position 5, this level 5 skill point, wherever he's going to put that into the level 3 Shadow Poison, and then just go full spam mode. We'll have to wait and see. The farm between the two position ones, once again, it's pretty even. 43 to 13-7. A little bit of aggression coming out here from 7 Sub, so trying to put a bit of pressure onto Nika Baby. Got quite a few napalm stacks onto him, but Seb's dropping pretty low. Taking a lot of damage from both of them. But now 8 stacks onto Nika Baby. He needs to be really careful. He's already used his waveform aggressively, so he isn't going to be able to survive this. Now 9 stacks. So much damage. Nika Baby just ends up falling. It looks like FNG might get caught out as well. Nice brambles there by Saxa. Gets him caught. Even walks straight into the second one because Seb manages to body block him. And it actually ends up being a double kill for the Batrider. So bot lane is going now super well for the side of OG. Just a little bit over aggression from the side of Alliance. Just forgetting about the potency of these sticky napalm stacks in the early portions of the game. Does so much damage. Oh, Limp, go get your bowl, bro. Oh no, no torch beat to it. And then OG even grab all the 2 down bottom as well. So once again, as we saw in the first game, second game, sorry, all 4 bounty runes once again going towards OG, just padding out their gold lead once again. Here's the one benefit of the Storm Spirit. When up against Shadow Demon, you get hit by the what's actually called the ultimate? Demonic Purge. You just got to zip away. That's all you got to do. But it will force them to go all the way back to the base, and you have to regen up. So maybe Noto wants to try and make another move onto S4, going to try and screw him back into the tower once again. S4, he has his Ravage though. So maybe we'll change Noto's mind. Meanwhile in the mid lane, Hanskin, he rolls in, provides a little bit of assistance onto Limp, and they actually managed to get the kill onto Thompson. Nothing you can really do to survive in that sort of situation. Nika Baby just getting charged out once again. He actually gets rooted just before he gets his waveform off, but just manages to get it on there. Even though he actually got clipped by that second root, didn't he? Or did they actually go into the creep? He might have gone into the creep. But even still, it looked like he nearly got caught out there, and that would have been really dangerous for him. Up top, seems like S4's completely fine up here now. Not much that that no tailwind mid one can really do to apply too much pressure onto him. Oh my god, I look away bottom and then again. So Seb finds another kill, this time onto FNG. Just carrying on padding out his score, 3-1 and 2. But because of this constant pressure coming out from Seb and Saxa, it's making Nika Baby suffer a little bit on his CS. Now 11 behind that of mid 1. And PA is just a natural Battle Fury builder as well, so we will see a farm start to accelerate a little bit eventually, and it will be able to outpace that of Nika Babies. Well, FNG have actually gone for a smoke up now. Maybe we're going to try and make a wrap round and get a grab onto Thompson, but instead Saxo ends up just walking straight into him. Actually manages to get his Dark Realm off in time and just goes for the TP out. There's no cancel. So really nice movements there by Saxa. Completely wasting that first smoke coming out from the side of Alliance, and then even managed to escape with his life. Just insult to injury. A lot of rotations now from Alliance heading down to the bottom. Jump forward from Limp, gets the grab onto Seb, and he ends up falling. FNG didn't even need to get involved in that situation. But Meteor Hammer is now online for S4. So we'll probably see that start to get spammed out onto these, onto the tower. Just try and bring it down as quickly as he can. Actually, a Blightstone picked up for mid one, so perhaps we're just going to see him go for the Desolator instead. Well, of course, actually, he's got a Magnus, so why would he need to put a Battle Fury? That's just so silly of me. So yeah, he's just going to go for that Desolator instead. So he'll always have that ability to get involved in these team fights and actually have a lot of impact, as well as being able to always just fall back and farm if he ever needs to. Just the power of a Magnus, that's why he generally just gets banned. Seb making his way onto those bots, only 1,000 gold away now. And then he'll just be super speedy, be able to get around the map pretty easily. Potentially set up for a few easy kills. But S4, he tried going a little manhunt there for mid one, but he arrives just moments too late. Mid one's already off farming in a different creep camp. Now Bob makes another rotation onto Seb, heavily prioritising trying to bring this Bat Rider down. There's another death going now onto Seb. Meanwhile, Hanskin and S4 trying to get a grab now onto No Tail. He actually skews them both onto the high ground. Hanskin can just roll down. Meanwhile, S4 doesn't quite have that luxury. He's actually just going to farm his creeps from the high ground. Even so, will eventually TP down, I imagine. It's actually going to go towards that mid lane. There's a lovely little play there by No Tail. And a zip forward from Limp, he's got quite a bit of mana, but does get the grab now onto Thompson, followed up by the Ravage. Oh, but perfect dodge with the illusion room from Thompson. Avoids the Meteor Hammer, but it's not enough. And S4 says, well, you dodged my hammer, you fucking dodged my anchor. Unfortunately, you can't quite do that. Oh, meanwhile down bottom, 7 socks, so they find another kill. And onto Nico, baby, once again. They really find these high priority kills onto this Morphlin. Definitely really delaying this game out quite badly. Maybe still 7 socks, so they're able to just keep applying this pressure. 4 stacks of napalm onto Hanskin, but they didn't want to make any further plays. So what is the score on Nika Baby now? 0-3-3. This game's definitely being hindered. He's actually 6th on the net worth chart, 3,500 gold, 1,400 behind that of mid one. And mid one's got the farming capabilities of the Empower on top, so his farm's always just going to be constantly accelerating at a quicker pace than that of Nika Baby's. That sucks up. Nearly getting grabbed out again, but he's able just to dodge the... oh no, the Brambles, FNG! Did you not see where he was? What happened there? That should have been such an easy Bramble hit, and then we'll just cancel that TP, but... a little bit of a misplay there by FNG. Actually, I mean, Sox is able to just get away with his life. I mean, Thompson, he's just been able to farm up the mid wave constantly, but we're still yet to see some sort of big impact coming out from this hero. Once again, Limp charging forward, going to try and initiate onto it. The Bramble Mace comes out there from FNG. And then Hanskin even rolls in to get committed once again. Big rotation then. Perfect! The Molotov just pushed everyone back into the RP. Makes it an easy setup there for No Tail. Unfortunately, there wasn't any follow-up damage. But even still, it looks like Hanskin's just eventually going to fall. FNG falls in the back once mid one gets involved. And then Sucks gets the grab onto Limp. He's going to end up falling. S4 now just trying to run away. Doesn't have any Ravage up. Not for another 12 seconds. But it looks like OG are just now going to turn away and let him get off. So it does end up being a 3-for-2 trade, just slightly favouring OG. But, I mean, it does cost them 2 cores, where with the Son of Alliance it costs them 1 core and 2 supports. But even still, it is a very slight gold and XP lead. Just going towards OG. Ravage actually ends up getting committed just for Sucks with the Meteor Hammer on top. He does manage to get the Dark Realm off, but I mean, there's too much dot damage going through it. He ends up falling anyway. So everyone on the side of Alliance are all gathered around this mid-tier one. They want to try and force it down, but just the long-range spells that are coming out from OG, it's enough to force them back. They don't quite want to just put everything into it and commit for it just yet. Seb trying to commit for this bottom room down bottom, but Limp actually gets the jump forward onto him, trying to bring him back. Everyone on the side of Alliance is all grouped up on the high ground. Then mid one actually manages to get the arcane room, jumps forward onto Hanskin, but he's able to still get the roll away. Limp's actually just trying to get away himself. Does have still quite a bit of mana to work with, so he's going to have enough to keep zipping away if he needs to. He's just going to go for the TP out. The fear was on target, but it wouldn't have arrived in time, so Saxa just cancels it out. You know, looks like back in the mid, maybe Thompson applying a lot of pressure onto S4. See if he actually takes damage when it pops. Doesn't, unfortunately, for Thompson. And S4 actually managed to survive, despite the fact that he had 5 poison stacks on him. But Limp jumps forward, big jump forward once again. Even the fear coming out there from Saxa, but unfortunately Limp was disrupted, so it doesn't actually find anything. Hanskin rolls into the back, gets a nice magnetize onto 3, but he does end up falling instead. And Limp now trying to get away. Just barely surviving. Even that soul catch taking away a little chunk of his HP. So looks like those mid ones finally going to fall from the side of OG, and then S4's come round. He does get hit by the brambles, easily set up by the disruption. But he can't quite find anything else. Still at this point in the game, the Tide Hunters is a little bit too tanky. Especially with the unknown knowledge of who was actually sat behind him, potentially going to give him a little bit of backup. OG, they spot Nico Baby farming down bottom. They're choosing not to go back and bother farming. The Bramble Maze does come out there, connects onto Nico Baby, but there's plenty of time for him to be able to get this ring off. You're going to whip off to the side, jump forward there from No Tail, hits with the shockwave, even going to commit the RP. And easy damage coming out there from mid one with the Empower plus the Desolator on top. Easily just going to burst through the Morphlin. And he drops pretty quickly. I think that's what, Nico Baby 0 and 4 now? Yeah, 0 and 4. He's managed to climb himself back up to the second place on the net worth, but even still, he's 2k behind mid one. And then still, the nice grab, the Flame Lasso connects onto S4, drags him back into the rest of the team, so he falls pretty quickly. Hanskin tries to go for a roll out to the side. We'll get one more off. He can't quite make it down to the low ground, so it looks like he will fall eventually. So another 2 kills going towards OG. They're just starting to snowball out of control now. It feels like Alliance, they need to sort of try and maybe group up and try and make something happen. I mean, wow, they already used Ravage purely defensively, so not for another 100 seconds at least. It's definitely going to be a big item that they need to, a big skill that they need to work around. So what's Limp's first item going for? He's still going for that Orchid Malevolence, but he's still quite a bit off. How much gold actually is that? I keep annoying me in the camera, 1200. So he's still about 700 gold away from actually finishing up this Orchid. I mean, it's already 17 minutes in, so it's definitely not the quickest Orchid in the world, that's for sure. Let's try to make something happen. Looks like just they tried to do a smoke up, moving on. They actually find the grab onto mid one, but he's able to spot the blur just in time, trying to dodge it. They see if he's able to survive until help comes out from the rest of the side of OG. He's dropping pretty low. The silence does wear off. He Blink Daggers off to the side of S4, but it's not enough to get onto it. And even the Terrorize coming out from Saxa doesn't actually connect onto anyone. He's just going to have to fall back. Terrorize actually gets stolen by FNG, so they might be able to make something happen with this spell pickup, but it will probably just be in defensive purposes. They're actually just going to try and re-engage. There's a haste picked up on Limp. This would be a pretty decent time to try and make something happen, seeing as how mid one is actually gone. Large source of OG's damage. Ravage even up in like 5 seconds, yeah. So Nico baby, he's super close now to finish it. Well, actually, he does have enough money to finish up the replay. And he will grab that. Oh, meanwhile, Limpy actually jumps forward, gets a grab on Thompson. Thompson just melts in second. He's gone. Saxon trying to come in to help. RP actually gets committed just on S4 to bring him to the back. But it's put S4 into a perfect position for a Ravage. He ends up connecting everyone to the side of OG. Sark's only one hit away. He will eventually fall. The Flame of Lasso commits onto Limp. He gets healed up by the mechanism. He doesn't have any mana to try and escape from this. Gets one more electric vortex, which will guarantee the kill onto Notail. Meanwhile, FNG, he gets shot by mid one. Then Nico baby just flies in, hits mid one with a shotgun to the face, and he just melts. So it ends up being 4 kills, going to the side of Alliance. They're only losing 2 in return. So finally, they take an advantage in these fights and actually able to get something good. They will finish up taking this tier 1 tower. They may move into the Roche. They probably won't. They're all pretty low conditions. But even still, just really well played by Alliance. Finally put their foot in the door and stopping OG from just running away with this game. I think, yeah, I was going to say, I think mid one needs to start queuing up for that BKB, and sure enough he is. So that shotgun just does way too much damage to be ignored. Double damage actually spawns down bottom. Thompson's just going to destroy it, not knowing the location on the side of Alliance, doesn't want to risk it. But because the whole fight, Nico Baby's only 1,000 gold behind mid one now. So he's definitely closing in. What's he working towards now? He's going towards that Manta Style as his next item after the E-Blade. We'll be able to purge off the sticky napalms. As well as just making it, even if he gets hit by a bramble. As well as just providing good stats and useful illusions in team fights. Looks like everyone's side of Alliance, with 3 members, they're all just gathering up around Nico Baby. Maybe thinking that OG would have tried to make a move onto him. It looks like maybe S4 might be the target instead. It's a pretty difficult kill to get, so yeah, they won't even bother jumping onto him. They're just going to let him walk off. He's queued up for the Blink Dagger as his next item, only 500 gold away. It'll be real easy for him to start initiating with those Ravages now. Well, it will be in 500 gold time. So it seems like OG's, they've been rattled a little bit. Their aggression, which they've been doing for the vast majority of this game, has really been slowed down. Looks like they are going to gather up around the mid lane, going for a smoke up. Blink Dagger just been delivered for mid one. For Seb, and BKB finished up for mid one. And the whole of Alliance, they've moved into the Roshan pit. It's getting pretty low, but OG, they're coming in. They might be able to get here in time to stop this from happening. But not, unfortunately, not quite in time. And Nico Baby was able to get the Aegis. Everyone tried to do a little poke, but he couldn't find anyone onto the side. But the shotgun comes out, connects onto Seb, and he ends up falling. Easy kill there. Seb, S4 actually ends up taking it with the gush. Meanwhile, Hanskin, he's just managing to solo Thompson so far. The RP gets committed, but it's just onto the S4, but then stolen RP coming out from FNG. The Terrorize comes out on top. It actually manages to completely negate the aggression coming out from the side of Alliance, even with the Ravage committed. So that does give OG the chance to actually start falling back. They lose 3 heroes. They only gain a kill onto Limp in return. So they're definitely on the back foot now. Especially with the Aegis going into the hands of Nico Baby. Actually, Axe? So Mid-One's... He's queued up and... Surely he's not buying an Axe. I don't see what the what the benefit of an axe would really be. It may just be like one of those things they just queue up and then they buy something completely different, because that definitely seems confusing to me. I mean, it is literally just the blur upgrade, and sure, it's kind of cool. It's not really worth that amount of gold though. You much rather get something like an MKB, or even just but did what? He jumped straight onto Hanskin, gets the crit in the first hit, and Hanskin can't really stay much longer than just that. He actually jumps forward, gets the connection onto mid one. The meteor hammer coming down on top. Pendulum disruption comes out from Thompson. It's going to let mid one be able to disengage and blink back onto the rest of his team. Look pretty dicey though. Nearly ended up falling. Nika Baby charges forward, puts the shotgun onto mid one, but he manages to pop the BKB just in time. But that is now the BKB forced out. So this could be a good time to go for Alliance. Could be able to pick up someone pretty easily. Meanwhile, Limp, he jumps forward, tries to get a grab onto Saxa, but he gets the Dark Realm off just in time. Best thought. He actually makes a jump forward, but unfortunately Limp, he'd actually already gone back, so he couldn't be there in time to actually cancel that out. Saxa been pretty fortunate there to survive with his life. Just gonna turn the light down a little bit, so it's not burning my eyes. As far as bounties, OG, they managed to grab the bottom two, and it looks like Nico Baby would be able to claim the top two. So just 2 for 2 split, straight down the middle. Net worth lead is super even now, less than 1k gold between these two teams. XP lead, 3k in the favour of Alliance. S4, he jumps forward, he gets the connection onto Thompson, slowing him down with the Gush and the Anchor Smash. He does have a Ravage available. Nice position with the Beetle Hammer, even a jump forward for Lib. He used up all of his mana to do this. He's going to keep him locked down in place. Nice RP coming out from mid-one. He plays onto S4, not mid-one, sorry, but Puppy. Not Puppy. Bloody No-Tail. Oh, I get all these names wrong. But mid-one actually ends up falling. Nika Bibi getting another kill onto him. So a 2-for-1 trade. Limp does end up falling once again, but even still, they're getting the favourable kill onto that Nico Baby. Just trying to lay him as much as possible. Oh, not Nico Baby, mid-one, sorry. I do apologise, guys. It's very late here. It's 12:30. I'm a tired man. Oh, you mind the mid lane? Looks like S4. He actually ended up getting engaged on by Seb. He will commit the Flame and Lasso just to guarantee the kill. And Seb just barely managed to survive himself. So Nika Baby did quite a lot of damage onto that tier 2 as well. He's on the retreat though. He's all alone. Unfortunately, there's no catch from the rest of OG, so he's able just to slink away. So there's actually a blink online for No-Tail. We'll see if maybe they're going to sort of rely on his initiations to try and get a nice grab, or actually just leave the initiation down to Seb to try and find the correct target and pull him out of place. And then maybe when Alliance scrambles to defend, No-Tail can get a nice easy RP onto like 3+ heroes. Could potentially see that. Nika Baby now just working towards that Scardy as his next item. Definitely going at a very nice pace with his farm at the moment. Looks like Alliance have gone for another smoke play, heading towards the the dire triangle. We'll see who it is they actually run into first. It is like Thompson's position themselves towards the front. S4 jumps straight towards the back. Finds two. We nearly went for the Ravage there, but he didn't get cancelled just in time. But finally the Ravage does get submitted. He's going to target onto Saxo instead. Thompson's going to try and go for a defensive disruption. He will eventually fall. The RP comes out from No Tail. It does connect just onto one, but it's not quite the primary target. Saxo ends up falling as well. So it's this Hanskin that ends up dropping. Mid one, he actually gets a quick kill there onto FNG, so it's a 2-for-2 trade. But even still, it's the mid laner from the side of OG dropping instead, and it's only the two supports from Reliance. So No Tail, he would actually run into Limp. Nika Baby drives in himself, can try and lend a little bit of assistance. Will chuck the shotgun onto mid one, takes quite a bit of damage, but he's still not dropped just yet. He is going to change his target onto Limp, going to bring him down because Seb managed to lock in place with the flame and last side. Now mid one, he's going to start focusing, change his target once again onto Nika Baby, trying to keep himself alive with the life steal coming out. But he will eventually drop. Nika Baby trying to stand his ground, using a lot of the strength morph. He's starting to tank straight back up again, forcing Seb all the way back, but he has got a lot of sticky napalm stack, so we'll purge him off now. And there is still the shotgun now available, and Seb will just blink away in time. And it looks like there's not going to be any more vision for the side of Alliance to actually try and get that extra grab. So I think it actually ended up being, in total, a 4-for-3 trade favouring Alliance. I mean, I'm really not feeling much great impact coming out from Tops at the moment. He's not really been able to achieve too much of these team fights. So we'll actually run into Hanskin here. And set him up for the easy brambles, and looks like he will just fall. Nika Baby was down to the side. We'll actually just dive forward and shotgun Saxo in the back before he can escape. But Limp just keeping the aggression, charging forwards. Finds a grab onto Thompson. Does hit him with the Orchid just to try and bring him down as much as he can. It just takes too long to TP to outposts. There's no way that No Tail could get there in time to lend a helping hand. So yeah, they finally kill onto Hanskin, but it cost you 2 lives in return. I mean, I'm feeling like Thompson just sort of is like a support now. He's really dropped off this game. 6th for net worth chart. He's only 2k above Hanskin, and that's pretty rough. Looks like OG, they've gone for a bit of a desperate smoke now with just the 3 of them, trying to find someone at the top, but there's no one to be found. Alliance all just tucked nice and cozy in their triangle. Looks like maybe they're going to go for a group up on maybe go for a smoke play. Is there a smoke on any one of them? Yeah, there's a smoke in FNG's pocket. So I think really like the big game plan for OG is Seb. He needs to find a grab onto Nika Baby and just drag him back as far as he can into the hands of mid one, and hopefully bring him down in that duration to before he can get the strength morph off. Probably even need to commit the RP just on top to guarantee that he will fall. Here's still Roshan up in 1 minute 25. That'll probably be like the next big team fight aspect to come along. It seems like OG there, they bought a smoke, so maybe they're even grouping up. Looks like they might try and go for some sort of play here. We're also hanging on the high ground. Meanwhile, Limp though, he jumps in, tries to get a grab on Seb. It's actually going to force out his BKB, so that's a victory in its own. So they don't have to worry about too much about trying to find anything else. Limp's even super close now to finishing up his Bloodstone. How much actually is that? 16. He's only 100 gold now away from finishing Bloodstone. So he may just want to just clear up one of these creep camps real quick. But Roshan is only 18 seconds away. Both teams just waiting for it to spawn so they can make a move. even Scardy online now for Nico Baby and working towards that Satanic as his 4th item. So this Morphin, he's getting pretty damn big. He's actually now matching the net worth of mid 1. He's got a basher, but then rather than finishing up and going for the Abyssal Blade, he's actually going to go for the Satanic. So he's going to have double life-stealing sources. It's a shame they don't stack, eh? Or do they stack? I don't think they stack. I'm sure lifesteal doesn't stack. That'd be broken. But Alliance, they're waiting patiently for Roshan to respawn, and as soon as it does, they're immediately on there. Looks like maybe OG, they're going to try and come over here. Nice cocktail, actually forces S4 and Nico Baby out of the pit. And they will actually buy OG a bit more time. Satanic actually now finished up for mid 1. So maybe they might be looking to try and make this Roshan fight happen now. Seb, smoke does get popped, but it's only S4. It's not the target you want to jump on. Especially seems how that Kraken shell can just purge off the flaming lasso and just let him walk away. Even still, both teams just really nervous. Double damage does actually spawn, and Limp ready and waiting just dives straight onto it and snatches that away. Meanwhile, S4 though, looks like he tried to make a move onto Seb, does end up getting skewered. Big crit comes out from mid 1, nearly brings him down all in whole. Meanwhile, Seb actually ends up getting caught himself. Mid 1 doesn't get the last crit there onto S4 to actually bring him down, so he will actually survive. Meanwhile, Thompson does get the disruption off to the side. A buyback comes out from Seb, he can try to re-engage his fight, but the Ravage does connect onto 3 members on the side of OG. Seb finally comes in, does put the Flame and Lasso onto Nico Baby, locks him down in place, and he will fall. Meanwhile, the RP does come in by OG, by No Tail, but it's not enough to keep him alive, and he ends up dropping. But yeah, Limp drops, S4 drops as well, Hanskin's already about to fall. This is actually going to be a team wipe going towards OG. I was not expecting that to happen. I thought that Alliance was quite in the driver's seat in these next few team fights, but unfortunately they just got split up quite badly, and OG, they really managed to capitalise on that. And for the first time in a long time, they actually managed to take a team fight and successfully win. Even set up for the 3 Roshan, Aegis and Cheese could go into the hands of mid 1. Even able to just take away this tier 2 up top from Suxa. Mid 1 can take away the tier 2 in the mid lane. And Seb looks like he's going to try and take away the tier 2 in the bot lane as well. So lots of all the towers of the tier 2s are actually now getting pressured for the side of Alliance. That looks like Seb won't commit too hard to take that one. Oh, that tier 2 actually just barely survives. No, it doesn't. So now G just keeping a lot of very aggressive positions on the Radiant side of the map now. No Ravage available for another 45 seconds, but then still no RP for 30 seconds. So both of those sort of big ultimates nearly cancel each other out. But OG, they're all grouped as 5, so they're ready and waiting to see if they can find someone. Looks like they might run into FNG as the first one. Actually, blinking straight past him from Saxa there. He will eventually get the Bramble connection. And FNG is just an easy kill. Limp though manages to push the wave quite far away. Although Sebi tries to go in for like some sort of D-ward, going to force out the BKB, but it's way too much physical damage coming up from Nico Baby. Just burns straight through that. Limp nearly getting caught out there by the disruption from Thompson, but doesn't quite manage to cast it in time. They actually need to be careful though, they're under vision at the moment. Always dangerous to fight under high ground ward. But, I mean, Seb's gone for 80 seconds now, no buyback. Maybe they're just going to wait for FNG to respawn and then maybe try and see if they can find something else. Hanskin does have a smoke ready to pop. Someone got a... oh, there's actually a gem in the hands of Limp. Was that a stolen gem? Was that Seb's? I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. But a smoke does come out now from the 4 members of Alliance. Says it can leave S4 unsmoked. Just maybe plays a little bit of bait. Nice, they wrap all the way around to the dire triangle, but they don't actually find anyone here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So it's very calm across the map at the moment. No team really wants to make too much of aggressive moves. Looks like maybe OG might be trying to set up to push onto this tier 3 in the bot lane. Aegis and Cheese is still available. Even Seb now. Boots are travelling into this lane. And this is going to force mass TPs from the side of Alliance to try and get back in time to defend this tower. Jump fall from Limp. It literally just to clear out the creep waves. Just to provide a little bit of space. Oh. Well, maybe it's Seb trying to find someone there, but... Shotgun quickly to the face of mid one, takes a lot of damn damage, and it's actually going to force everyone back. He's only done like about a fifth of the tower's HP, so still pretty healthy. But even still, OG there is going to carry on sieging, not going to be forced back just yet. Jump forward for mid one, but he immediately gets stunned up there. He can't actually grab much else. We were in the back. There is Soul Spirit trying to get a club, but the RP does connect him and he will eventually drop, even though the Ravage tried to play it a little bit more defensively. Mid one's just laying into Nico Baby. He finally falls, does have buyback available. Let's see if he's going to force to use it. He does eventually pop it, even though buyback from Limp. He does actually get a kill onto Hanskin, but the first life of mid one has been used up. Immediate Meteor Hammer straight on top, but nice skew back there from No Tail to try and make as much space as he possibly can for mid one to try and survive. Finally, he's on mid one. He manages to pop the cheese just in time. He's trying to stand his ground as much as possible. Nika Baby's getting pretty low. If he dies here, it's going to spell real disaster for the side of Alliance. This is going to be a dieback. Mid one's trying to chase him as much as he can. Only a couple more hits left, and Nika Baby will eventually fall. Suck. Hanskin getting pretty low himself. He ends up dropping. And now it just turns to central FNG. He's going to end up falling pretty damn soon himself. But Limp manages to find another return kill onto Seb. Mid one, he gets the kill onto FNG, and FNG immediately buys back. They're just trying their best to defend their base as much as possible as mid one's jumping from player to player, just critting as much as he possibly can. It looks like finally the chaos will end. Actually no, he just completely changed his target, jumps straight back onto S4. He needs a couple of crits to actually bring him down. He gets super low and he will eventually drop. Meanwhile Limpy's trying to engage onto mid one, but it's still just not enough to bring him down. Legendary Vortex back onto mid one there, brings him in range of the tower, but the blur just allows him to dodge all out a lot of that damage. But again, jump in from Limp. He's just trying to bring him down as much as he can, but the Satanic's just off cooldown there for mid one. And he's able to heal straight back up. But there's no creeps. Yeah, there's 3 members on the side of Alliance dead for a long time with no buyback, but there's no damn creeps in the base. You can't do nothing without creeps. Buyback is now actually available for S4, just regenerated enough money, and he's actually going to be forced to use it. But even still, that's not quite enough to force OG back. They want to keep applying a lot of pressure. There's still no Ravage for another 38 seconds. Meanwhile, RP's up in 12. RP, the skewer actually ended up getting cancelled by the telekinesis there. Big one's coming to try and lend a helping hand, but he's just going to go back to hitting the barracks. S4's too damn tanky to try and bring down. Oh, a couple of crits though in S4. He's just gone. That's a dieback, gone for 2 minutes. Now OG is going to head straight towards that mid lane. Seb's even now respawned and he just bots straight back into the action. So now 5 members of OG. Nika Baby is up in 5 seconds, but even still, it's just going to be a 4-on-5. No Ravage there available. They lose the middle barracks, and OG now is going to go straight for the final racks up top. We'll see if they're able to take Megas. I think if they just take Megas, Alliance are going to try their hardest to stop them, and if they lose this fight here, then this is just GG. So this is make or break now for the side of Alliance. The longer they wait. It's actually, when the hell did he get that? Okay, it says Divine Rapier from mid one. I did not even see when he bought that. But jump forward, Nika Baby take a lot of damn damage, only one more hit available, Nika Baby falls, and that's this game. He's gone for 90 seconds, no buyback. The quick kill with hand screen, he falls. RP there from No Tail. And yeah, that's game. Godlike spree from mid one. And GG's called by Alliance. So OG, they actually take the series 2-1. I mean, it was nearly Alliance, they nearly managed to bring themselves back into that one. As soon as they had that shotgun available onto the side of Limp, they managed to take like 2 or 3 teamfight engagements in a row where they actually came out on top. But then that last fight around the Roshan pit, it just went completely tits up for them. They ended up losing all 5 heroes, and I think they only got a kill onto Saksa, I think. Actually, no, it was a kill onto Seb, and he just bought back and came straight back into the fight. So, I mean, and that's just how it goes. One mistake and then everything just becomes so much harder until you can make some sort of crazy outplay. But unfortunately, that just didn't come out there for Alliance and they end up losing. But it was still, I think that's a much deserved victory there from OG. They've done a pretty good job. Sure, it looked dicey in a couple of bits, but they managed to bring themselves back into it and they cleared out the series. But if you guys have enjoyed the content that I've been able to provide and you want to watch more, then please think about following me on YouTube, Twitch or Twitter. And I announce on Twitter like what games I'm going to be casting, so you can keep up to date on whatever I'm going to be up to. But yeah, if you want to help support me and follow my amazing career, then yeah, please think about following. So cheers, and I'll see you in the next series. See ya.